seat, man.
Thanks, bro.
Yo, I'm happy to have you here, man. Yo, I'm loving this movement you got. Sanctum of a Sinner's Mind. Yo, go ahead, tell about yourself, man.
Well, I'm originally from New York. I moved down here when I was like 4.
Okay, what part of New York?
Bronx. The Bronx, New York.
Okay, okay.
My mom moved us down here.
Okay.
And she just felt like it was better living out here.
Tell me about Sanctum of a Sinner's Mind. Like, what gave you that vision?
Sanctum of a Sinner's Mind is actually a book that I just started writing. It's gonna like explore the ins and outs of my mind as a sinner, but the holy place in it, and that's where Sanctum comes into play. And I just want I want the audience to get a little taste of what that book will entice and hold and stuff like that.
The process of overcoming these addictions, I know you had to take some action.
I feel like taking myself out of certain situations, cutting some influences, cutting some ties, those are all ways that I use to make it easier for myself. But I don't want to say that I was completely absent in their lives, because I do feel as though they're still there. You know what I'm saying? They were still there for me in times that I were down, and I'm not really into the business of just leaving my friends behind.
Okay, what kind of addiction you got to be dealing with?
As far as addiction, I want to say marijuana was like an extreme addiction that I had. I know a lot of people say that you can't really get addicted to marijuana, but my stepfather used to tell me that anything in excess is bad for you. So take anything you want, and too much of it ain't good for you. So I feel like with the marijuana, it was just it got out of control to a certain point. So
okay, like when did this addiction start? When did you feel like oh, I need it? Like how did it like start? Like,
well, at first it was just like a party thing. It was like at first it was just like I'm cooling with the fellas and it's whatever, you know. I was in high school. I want to say it was like 11th grade. At a certain point, I was pretty much using it for any mood that I had. You get what I'm saying? And that's where it kind of lost. That's where I lost track and sight of, you know, that it wasn't a party thing anymore.
Okay.
I moved back to New York in 11th grade year, and it was like the beginning of 11th grade year. I moved up there to be with my dad for like the rest of high school. I think that was like 2 years, and that's where it was in, you know, in that stage, you know.
Did it affect any of your relationships?
Oh yeah. It affected a lot of my relationships with different people, with girlfriends, family members. Yeah, definitely. Recently, I want to say a good part of the last relationship I had, I want to say I sacrificed the relationship to keep smoking. You know what I'm saying? It was vice versa.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So the relationship could have very well been healthy for me if I had an open mind and I chose the right one, but I didn't.
Okay, so right now you're overcoming your addiction. You know, what is making you overcome this addiction? What is helping you?
Christ, honestly, prayer. It's helping me to see that there are it's not always the same outlet. You don't have to always do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's I actually heard this on a song the other day by His Hood actually. He was saying the tables of possibilities are endless. So just because like you work through one way or you beat an addiction one way, there are certain other ways. And I think I'm trying to use holy water. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to use Christ this time, you know? And that's what's helping me overcome.
So you as a Christian, how do you feel about marijuana? Is that a sin to you?
To me, I don't really feel that marijuana is a sin. Like I don't think it's a sin. I don't think it's how do I say this? I don't think smoking is a sin, but I think if you put anything before God, I think that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I do feel like I was way past that point. You know, I've always been a Christian. Ever since, you know, grandma knocking on the door, like 10, 11 years old, she just banging on the door, wake up from church. I've always been a Christian, but there was a certain point where it was more about bud than anything.
I feel you. Okay, so big question. Did when people viewed you as, okay, you're addicted to marijuana, did that stop you from going to church? Did that stop you, you know, from hanging out with certain people that didn't do the drug, and when you couldn't go to church or couldn't hang out with your friends that didn't do it, how did you feel about it? How did it make you feel? Like, how did you handle that situation?
It never stopped me from going. Matter of fact, a lot of the times I was in church, I was probably high. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it was a routine for me. You know, I wake up, I do what I had to, but I did what I felt like I had to, and that was burn. And there were some times where I go to church, blaze, but not more so because I was like, oh, I'm trying to be blazed, or I'm trying to look good or cool or anything. It was a routine for me. It's something that I needed. So it didn't really drive me away from church. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really drive me away from the sermon or from different services or anything like that. But what I will do is, it definitely, my understanding was low. You get what I'm saying? I didn't really care much to understand what was going on or anything about the sermons that were playing. So I want to say it was a negative effect because of that.
So is there anything that's on your heart that you want to tell the audience that can help them get through what you went through?
I would tell them, and this comes from right here, man, I would tell them that you are royalty. Because you're a child of God, you're worth so much more than something tangible as marijuana or any type of addiction or any type of drug. I would say Christ bought us at the highest price when he sacrificed his life, and to trade that in is almost foolish, and you shouldn't have to feel like you want to hide that pain with a temporary happiness when you can have endless happiness. And if I can say anything, it would just be to try Christ, just to try that route and see where it takes you. I promise you won't be disappointed.
Glory, glory, be thou exalted, lover of my soul. We owe it all to you.